welcome to our spring tune-up tonight. I'm so excited to have you guys with us. I have Aimée, I have Debbie and Melissa. They are like my biggest cheerleaders, and I'm just so blessed for them being on here with us tonight, and let's just get started.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. So Elicia, I am really excited to take this opportunity to talk about kind of that spring tune-up. And so we have two ladies that are we're going to ask some questions, and then you're going to see how to roll out a little bit of a tune-up with products. And so when we look at the bigger picture of overall health, what you started with isn't necessarily what you stay using. And so with Plexus products, those are your core. Now, some people come to the table where they don't exercise. Some people need lots of help with water. Some people need really to focus on gut health, or they're really looking at weight loss. And so part of the last 8 years of my job is I get to work with super awesome people like Elicia, but I also get to train them how to have this kind of conversation. And so what we're gonna do is we're not gonna take a ton of time, but we're going to go ahead and start off with Melissa first. And I just appreciate the opportunity. I want everybody that's watching to remember that this is for training purposes only, and we're not trying to make product claims, income claims, or health claims. And so Melissa is going to say who she is, and then I have the same question for both ladies. So just think about this. I want you to really think about what is your goal for your health. And as Elicia knows, and we train on our team, is that one of the first things we ask people is, what's your goal? So even though you're already using the products, we still want to know, if it were right now, today, what would your goal be? So I'm gonna go ahead and ask you to unmute. And Melissa, I wanna thank you for hopping on with us.
Hi.
Hey, okay, so tell everybody, like, so what's your goal? What's your health goal? If you said between now and 90 days from now, where would you want to be?
Weight loss.
Okay.
Weight loss and consistency
I want to go by pool.
Hang on. Sorry, guys. Weight loss and consistency with taking the products.
Okay.
Because it's so amazing when I do. And then I just.
You feel amazing when you do take the products. Like, what does it feel like for you? What is?
I have less cravings for sugar and coffee. I have mental clarity. I sleep better. I notice a lot less bloating when I am consistent. My joints don't hurt. I have a back injury from about 13 years ago that the ease has actually helped me avoid the hospital a couple times when it went out. Yeah.
Melissa, you're telling me a laundry list of things that are reasons why you love using Plexus core products. So
yeah.
Tell me, I'm a little curious. What is it, if you could say, here's where I'm running into problems being consistent? Like, what is it?
I have no idea. I feel like it's something in my brain. Like, I do really good, like 2 or 3 weeks, and then just, I don't know, I just start forgetting. Okay. I don't know, I feel rushed in the morning, so I just forget to take my supplements and forget to bring stuff to work. So I don't know.
Okay, well, it's 100% okay.
Yeah.
Seasons, and where I did a video recently where I pulled open my drawer, and my husband had said, clean up this drawer. You've got like 12 things in here, Plexus, non-Plexus, like it was everywhere. And he couldn't open the drawer to get to his favorite 4 products. And he's like, just let me in, my favorite 4. So it's 100% okay, Melissa. We've all walked that journey, and it's going to fall off. And spring is the most beautiful time to set the intention of, okay, I want to be more balanced. I want to have these things. Weight loss is this beautiful side benefit.
Yeah.
So I walk you through that mentally, because I would go back and say, if we were focused on weight loss, I want to see, my goal is always for you to get like 1 solid win every week. Like
Yeah.
win, solid win. And if there was anything that really stops you from losing weight, what do you think it is? Besides
my not wanting to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning to work out because that's the only time I have.
okay. Yeah, that bites. Okay.
Yeah. So my motivation, I guess, really is I just can't find it.
Okay. So
I think this whole last year is,
if you're willing, there's so many wonderful resources that we have within our Plexus community from, you know, as you're ready to you're never going to feel ready. I just want to acknowledge that. Like, you're never going to wake up motivated.
Right.
I'd love to have you start reframing, if you're willing, is I don't have your life. Your life is, you know, you're up at 4 a.m., you know, you're a mama. I mean, there's so many things that I just want to honor and acknowledge, because those seasons of my life, those were the hardest for motivation. And
thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
Yeah.
When I was 60, 70, 80 pounds overweight.
Yeah.
When it hit me, it wasn't educating about what was happening with my body. It wasn't, you know, what can I eat and when can I exercise? Those are all great tips. And our community that you're part of, anything that along the way, we have those for you. Okay. So when you're like next level, you can check off level 1, we'll go to level 2. But let's go back to level 1. When you told me that you feel you don't need the coffee, you feel better, back is better, tell me what life could be like if you were starting to really be consistent and lose weight. Like, what does that do for you? Does that mean you're running around after kids with energy? Like, what is that?
Oh, yeah. It's chasing my 4-year-old around, my nieces and nephews that are all around the same age. It's just having more clarity in general. Hang on, Snoopy. Not having that afternoon crash, since I do get up so early. Oh, sidetracked. I'm sorry.
Really sorry. That's our life, right? That's why Plexus is such a fabulous fit for busy parents, because that's how we work those little moments and pockets. So, you know, not to spend a ton of time tonight going over some things, but I would love to create some accountability with you and Elicia, where you have that conversation, since the two of you are friends. And if you're willing and open to some accountability, where I would encourage you when we hang up, if there's any one thing you walked away, is really start visualizing what you would be like. For me, I was yelling at my kids, and I felt bad, and it's like I never had enough energy for them. By the afternoon, I wanted a nap, and so I wanted to nap them in the afternoon, and I felt happy all the time because I couldn't run around after them.
Yeah.
They were annoying me.
We go to the park, and she wants to play tag, and I can't run around and play tag.
But what if you could? Like, how would you feel?
Exactly. So much better. So much better.
Well, and this is where I go back and I say, okay, if your first goal is you want to increase some energy as you go along that weight loss journey, would that be fair to say, okay, let's get some energy?
Yeah.
Okay. So you most likely, I would double check if you don't, Metaburn?
No.
Okay. What about, do you own the Slim drink that's helping you with balanced blood sugar? Okay. And that's greens. And then what about Active? Do you own the Active?
Yes.
Okay.
I
What
do.
if you took for the next 90 days? What if you took 3 products and focused on it for 3 months? But what if we back it all the way back and say, what if just between now and the end of this month, just 10 days, just 3 days, start putting those products in you every day, and then creating with Elicia the opportunity, because what you can start is your blood sugar's balancing, your cravings are going down, your body's with that, if you could put those products out next to that coffee or wherever that is. I have found that if it's the afternoon for somebody where they're really tired, you're better taking that active slim Metaburn combo mid-morning or early afternoon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to set it out by the coffee or something.
You also look at another tactical tip of putting an alarm on your phone.
Yeah, and then I turn them off and I get sidetracked and forget what I was doing.
I mean, and really, you can speak your own language, but at points in my life, it literally said, yo, take your stuff, sister.
Right? I'm gonna have to set an alarm like every 5 minutes around certain times a day.
And if that's what it takes to get to that place where you can walk away from a day and feel that if this is important to you, let's find a way. Let's lock arms. Let's look at what are 30 things that products you're taking.
Yeah.
And even if it's reevaluated at the 30-day mark, that if you could start feeling some energy, would that feel like a win?
Oh, absolutely.
If you could get your cravings back under control day by day by day, would that feel like a win?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Is there anything else about the idea of put it by the coffee pot? Like literally we hang up tonight. I'm going to see a picture coming from you. Look, it's by the coffee pot.
It's right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is one of those things where you know the benefits. I can't sell you on the benefits.
Right.
But I can make you uncomfortable to remind you that as women, we do this to ourselves. We go, oh, I'm busy. By a mirror and we go,
yeah.
Out of shape, mama, running a million miles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. It's not usually the weight. It's the way we feel like a slug.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I don't sleep well.
And then your cravings are worse because your cortisol goes up. So let's look real basic. 3 products, 3 months, every 30 days you're evaluating. Are these core 3, which for you at this point are going to be active, slim, and Metaburn.
Okay.
As you get more and more consistent, Elicia is right there behind you. And your group is right there behind you.
Yeah. I know. I need to take advantage of it because she's tried so hard with me already.
Honestly, Melissa, I believe that every opportunity, every day is another day for a do-over.
Yeah.
It just is. And hormonally, as we walk through our month, the reason that hunger is key is because hormonally there's going to be times during your month where you're like, I didn't feel like drinking this.
Uh-huh.
And then there's going to be times during your month where you're like,
yeah.
You're normal.
Thank you.
Take your stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're willing, and I'm going to leave it at that and say, okay, 3 products, 3 months, every 30 days, you'll shift it. What will come next is discussions about, well, when can you either put in a little bit of walking or when can you add in maybe even that lean shake so that when you are eating, you're controlling what you're eating. So that will be that conversation because ultimately it'll be a discussion of supplementation, how you eat as a family, and this could take months.
Yeah.
Okay. But I know you're at that spot. I love rock bottom. We're choiceless. It's like, get a grip.
Yeah.
Time.
Right.
It'll be the next thing. So whenever you see that's accountability, within about 3 days, you'll probably move on and you'll be like, oh yeah, and I forgot. No. No.
It's okay. It's just so.
So Alicia is going to be following up with you about your phone alarm, the location of your product, your phone alarm, the location of your product, phone alarm, the location of your product. And if you're motivated to take ease because you can't go back, you go. But these are your core.
Okay. It's okay.
And little Miss Thing back there, we're going to talk to her, right? And we're going to say, when you drink your children's product, make sure mama's drinking her adult.
Oh yeah, definitely. She asked for it every day too, so it's like, come on, brain.
It's okay. It's okay. All right, let's move on. And as if you need to skedaddle, then that's 100% okay. We're going to chat with Debbie.
Okay.
But my question though is, do you feel, and just be honest, is this doable?
Yeah. I don't have a choice anymore. It has to be doable.
Okay. I love when that happens because it's the only thing that ever made me happy.
Yeah. This is like the worst rock bottom I've hit as far as like health wise and weight wise, and it's like I can't do it anymore.
Do you have commute time when you go to work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I work about a half an hour away from my house.
Okay.
In the afternoon, it takes me at least an hour to get home. Okay.
If you're interested, one of the perks and bonuses of being part of our community is that we have, book of the month, where for me, that's the part I kind of miss about not really having a places to go, is because that's when I would listen to a podcast.
Okay.
Listen to, sometimes, it just needed to be like, you needed to be quiet during your commute because it's precious time. But on the flip side, it's also the only time that I really have to bring in some good thought changing stuff. And so within our community, we also have that. It's typically mindset is the idea of, it's going from I need to get this going to this is what I do.
Yeah.
I take these 3 products for 3 months, and every 30 days I reevaluate it. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So we're going to start there. Elicia, I know you're over there scribing. Are you good? All right. Okay, good. Okay. All right. I appreciate you so much. So we're going to move on, and I'm very excited to welcome our next guest, and we're going to ask the same questions. Elicia and I are doing a little training. I'm learning, she's learning, and we're talking about that spring refresh, and it's the perfect time to reevaluate what products are you taking, are you getting the results you're looking for. And so Debbie, I want to welcome you. Thank you. Thank you. So Debbie, I had asked you prior to us starting record, but I'm also, if you could just restate it, maybe it's changed a little bit in the last few minutes, but what's your goal? Like these next 90 days, what's your goal?
It's kind of like, I'm kind of in a similar position with Melissa as far as weight loss. And I mean, I have, since I've started taking the products, I've gotten off of all of my IBS medication, which is huge. I told that to Elicia. I was like, I cannot believe it. I've not had a single problem since I started taking it. And it's definitely, I'm off of all of my IBS medications because of it. And I struggled for years.
Okay. What were the core products that you started with? Was it the core?
The Slim, the ProBio, and the BioCleanse were the 3 that I started with. And literally within a couple of months, I sent her a message and said I was able to completely get off my meds.
Oh my gosh.
And I mean, we're talking totally blown away. Contractions, spasms in my system, and gone.
See, this just does not surprise me. I'm cheering for you big time.
It's been huge.
This is huge. And so how has your life changed?
I don't constantly have to worry when I'm out and about that I'm going to have to go find a bathroom or whatever. I've gotten regular, and I feel so much better. I don't have to worry about being out in public and running around. And it's just, to me, it's been life-changing as far as because Elicia has always really, really promoted gut health. And I never really thought much of it until I really started paying attention to her. And now I swear by it.
Well, and it's even the question of, well, what's gut health? I mean, in our world, we were brought into the health and wellness industry because of my son. He was super ill when he was little, and I didn't know what gut health was. I mean, what's a gut? And,
exactly.
You start learning these things over the years, you go, oh my gosh, I had no idea. And then you start making these little small changes, and then it's like, oh, I can poop properly.
And you feel so much better, and it literally changes your life. And so it's definitely, I mean, it's been amazing.
So, okay, so how long have you been taking the triplex? You're taking the slim, which is the blood sugar balancer, and then to support the glucose. Then
Started all of it at the same
probiotics.
time. So around May of last year is when
So
I
it's
started.
been just not even a year.
Yeah, not even a year.
Okay, and then when you're talking weight loss, so there's a gut connection with weight. And
Yes.
so are you exercising at all? Are you intermittent fasting at all? Are you doing anything, like what else do you have going on?
I try to exercise like Melissa. I'm really crazy busy. I've got 2 children, elderly parents that depend on me, a full-time demanding job. But just as far as try to take walks around the block, you know, at work on my lunch hour, take the stairs instead of the elevator, do stuff like that. I don't exercise as much as I should based off of time, but it's definitely as far as just making sure I'm taking my supplements, and definitely the slim gets me through my cravings, and I take it first thing in the morning with my active every single day. And when I get low, I get panicky and order that stuff faster than you would believe. I've also started taking Edge as well. Has been huge for me. I started a new job recently, and it's been really great with the mental clarity just to kind of keep me going throughout the day. I've been doing that, and but yeah, just definitely continue with the weight loss, just I want to get better about fasting. The intermittent fasting and things like that, I've noticed I feel better when I do it. It's definitely been a big thing for me.
Okay. So Debbie, when you feel amazing, like just visualize that within, I know some people aren't visual. I'm always visual. You can tell I'm always like hands in the air looking around because I see them, like visualizing. So Debbie, as you visualize, like what does that feel like? Like have you ever felt like full of energy and at a weight you love, and have you ever felt like that? Good?
It's been a while, but yeah, like a couple weeks ago, I think I sent Elicia a message. I was able to put on a pair of jeans that didn't fit me for years. And it was like, oh, wow, all of a sudden my clothes are starting to get looser. And especially I carry all my weight like in the tummy area. And all of a sudden I'm like, that's not there so much anymore. Mm-hmm. And so it's humongous to notice that. And it's just when you get into that pair of jeans you haven't worn in years, and definitely it really does boost your confidence, and just it encourages you to do more. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I, here and there fall off the wagon like everybody else does and have that piece of chocolate and whatever. But I mean, as long as with being on these supplements and taking them daily and listening to her videos and, everything that she posts about daily, she has truly been an inspiration as far as just a reminder of a busy mom, what you can do when you put your mind to it.
Yeah. Well, Debbie, and here's where I go back and I go, okay, if you know that we're talking like 90 days, right? The next 90 days. So you have spent the last almost year, and when you have states of constipation or diarrhea, there's a lot of things that have to start getting balanced in the body. So if you've got this year, now the pants are looser, those are massive wins. So it sounds to me, correct me if I'm wrong, like you're ready to take that to a new level. Like this has been really good, super thankful, yay team, but ready for the next level.
Absolutely.
Right? Okay, so you're taking the basic products of your gut health, those 3, the triplex, and then you're also drinking active, wonderful for good increasing nitric oxide. That's like my fruit and veggie morning drink. And then are there times, and then you're taking Edge. Is that it?
I'm also taking the Immune Plus and the X Factor Plus.
Okay, those are wonderful extra layers, right?
And I have not gotten sick in like 2 years, which is huge for me, and I'm an asthmatic. So I'm always getting respiratory infections and nothing.
You are the commercial. You are.
Well, it's just, I listen to Elicia and I try and just kind of do what she suggests. But I mean, the X Factor, especially during the time of a pandemic right now. And I mean, with everything going on, it's just, I've been taking those products daily. I had not gotten sick at all in like probably over a year.
Okay. So then what do you think is stopping you from moving to that next level?
Stress. So, I mean, with everything going on, just kind of not eating as healthily as I should be, basically. And so I'm curious about the Metaburn. I haven't taken that yet.
as we talked about before, we have that subscription so that you can get free product perks, right?
Okay.
Consistency always pays. And in my neck of the woods, we have a store here called Kohl's. And so I always call it like your Kohl's cash. And so, you know, by being consistent, what Elicia can do as your ambassador, she can help you redo your subscription with the products you're really looking at for these next 90 days. Absolutely, if Immune Plus and X Factor Plus, if those are part of your jam, you know, giving that good multi, that good adaptogenic product, if those are part of your routine, stick with it. If you want to pop Edge out and put Metaburn in, that would give you an opportunity to increase thermogenesis, so you're getting a little bit more burn going on. Also because of stress, and naturally cortisol raises up stress, then it affects sleep. What the beautiful part about Metaburn, and what I'm speaking right now actually is coming right off our website. So you can go back into your website, Elicia can show you where, act like you're shopping and just click on your own site. And you can look at the benefits, and there's a lot of mental benefits to Metaburn, and there's a lot of, you know, mental support, and there's also a lot of the thermogenesis, so that you're getting some burn. Now, what we're putting in our mouth, how we're exercising, and you're mentioning intermittent fasting, where I would love to encourage you is keep taking what you're taking, but swap that Edge and that Metaburn, and let's give Metaburn like a good like measure. Elicia will work with you on continuing to watch your water, because anytime we're losing weight, ladies, it's super important to remember that you don't need to remember it. I geek out when I say that. Nobody needs to remember this but me. But when you're losing weight, your little fat cells, they're like little Pac-Mans, right? And they flatten as they get smaller. They don't go away. But then toxins release out of there. And the reason that the water is so key is because it helps aid our products in the whole flushing from head to toe. So if there was one thing that I would say is in typically, right, in most communities in the US, water is your cheapest, simplest, fastest way to get results of any kind.
Yeah.
And if you, I mean, really from the way your skin looks to the way that you hold weight, and as you begin to lose those fat cells start to deplete, you need to keep that water going, okay? So keeping on what you're doing, and then looking at, is the water coming in there? Try Metaburn, right, for those 30 days. And then where I would encourage you is to join in our next intermittent fasting 2-week trial, because I'm one of the teachers, Elicia is one of the teachers, we've been working with intermittent fasting forever, and it would allow you to reset some of the way that you're eating. When people say they have a lot of fat around their middle, you can go look this up, but those are indicators of blood sugar being off. Even though your blood sugar is obviously that glucose metabolism, you're getting great benefit from that triplex. You can eat over the product, if that makes sense,
yeah.
Right? And so where I would go back and just say, let's look at some awareness. And if you're in our community and there's a loving but firm, where are you? You know, so we're like, Debbie, you said you're in. I need you, you need me, so let's go. And so if you want to join in on that, that starts in about 10 days again. Okay. And just, you know, commit 2 weeks. The biggest mindset shift that I always want to encourage that we start going towards in those 90 days is that this isn't just for 90 days. This isn't a, you know, I'm going to do this and then I'm going to lose some weight, because what we all know, and I can't be alone with this, but it's like you lose those 5 pounds and then you feel fabulous. And then you're like, oh, then I stopped. Yes. And then you gain them back. And so then we get on that roller coaster and it's like this bad little thing. And so where I want to encourage you, and this is how we work in Plexus, is that these are the steps you're taking to become the person that is consistent, that is looking at eating, not snacking 24 hours a day, because stress creates snacking 24 hours a day. That's why intermittent fasting is such a key way of eating.
Absolutely.
Then your products, it's almost like you supercharged your products when you just tweak one other thing. And sometimes it's just water. Sometimes it's the way you're eating. Sometimes it's exercise. And I usually find if you just tweak one little thing, you'll start pushing that envelope to the next level. And does that sound like, yeah, I could go there?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Are you willing? Are you willing to?
Absolutely. I've seen what these products are capable of. I'm totally willing to do it.
Okay. All right. I love it.
So, yeah.
I always need a little more girl gang in my corner because
yeah, I love it. I mean, I really do. And,
okay.
You know, Alicia's constantly like, you changed my life. Well, she changed mine. So, I mean, by introducing me to it. So
I know that we sound so like salesy when we say, oh, it changed my life. But it's the truth.
It really is.
Yeah.
When you start to see your health change, and when you start to see chronic, you know, issues that you dealt with for years start to go away, you're just like, this is just crazy.
Not having to walk into a market and immediately know where the bathroom is because your whole day is based on that bathroom.
Absolutely.
That's mental freedom.
It is.
And even if it's this much better. So here's where I would leave you with. As we move forward, if you're finding yourself really struggling with what you are eating during that time, then let's have a rediscussion and tweak one thing at a time. Right now, for Melissa, it's tweaking the one way she's using her 3 products and consistency and digging in. And honestly, Melissa, I'm just going to tell you, one of the things I'm going to coach Elicia to do, Elicia and I are going to have this discussion where she's going to be talking with you and following up. And if she's not hearing from you, we never want to walk down the street and have our best friends want to walk across the street because they're embarrassed because they didn't do squat after they got on a video and said they would. And so it's more important that we're all fabulous friends. But at the same time, we're the friends that are going to say, get off your duff and let's be consistent together, Sister Sue. And so we're just going to go there. And so I'm going to say to her, you're going to have to say, if this isn't something you're willing to do, it's 100% okay, but I need to know, don't not call me back. Okay, so that's going to happen. So just so you know. So that's where I would go back and say, thank you, we're good. And that's where I would go back and say, okay, so Melissa, you got your simple plan. Debbie, let's flip that edge for a Metaburn and get into the intermittent fasting group with us. And then as the 3 of you, this is, life is self-led. If you're finding, I'm ready to start walking, great. Start some accountability as a group. I'm ready to start, co-making food once a week. Whatever. That's great. Start doing it. So don't feel like you have to do these steps. You can move forward as quickly as you want. Where I look back and I go, be consistent and make sure you start adding in that diet and that movement and that water, and it's not all supposed to happen in one day. Okay. All right.
Got it.
Debbie, does that work for you? Can you step back and go,
I can do it.
Okay. I know you're so motivated because you already know you no longer feel like crap.
Exactly. It makes a big difference. It really does.
We're nicer humans, right? We can't even plug into our full potential when we're walking around like the Walking Dead.
Exactly.
It's not good. So, okay. Do either of you have any other questions about the way you're going to refresh the way you're working with your products and your health and wellness plan moving forward?
Nope, I think I'm good.
No. Okay, good. All right. So I will leave you with that. Elicia, is there anything else you have questions about how you're going to follow up? No, I got to unmute you.
I had to find the unmute button. I'm not used to Zoom. We don't do this all the time, like virtual kids, but sorry.
I love the virtual. The virtual has been my jam forever because I'm totally introverted. So when we're in like small groups together, oh no, I'm the one in the back. I'm like, So I've always loved the video. It gives me a chance to actually pay attention and not just be in the back wondering why I look stupid and can't talk to anybody. But enough about that. You tell me now.
I think this is great. Like, we all get to learn something about each other that I didn't know. Like, they told us more of their health journey that I didn't even know about. So it's just like makes my heart even more fuller than what it was. So I think this is great. Like, I think we need to do this more often, maybe with other people. Hopefully they'll be able to jump on, watch the recording or whatever, and just see how like just changing products can help with what is going on. I know I'm constantly adding and taking out of things of, you know, what's going on with my life. And like Melissa said, with consistency, I mean, we all have that issue. Even me, like if I don't take Metaburn, the crazy mama comes out. And family does not like it. That's the only reason why I take it, is for my mood. And if I don't take it daily with my Slim, like
my sister-in-law, he's a nicer human. And that was a discussion about Metaburn. Metaburn isn't just for weight management. Metaburn is chock full of all kinds of good, healthy, mental balance stuff. And so, Elicia, where I would go back and just kind of leave you with this is where you can see the power of having there be the three of you in the same corner. That's where that Facebook thread where it's the three of you, right? And you start having these discussions and checking in, and then one of you gets to say like, hey, nobody has told us what they've done today, right? Just drinking water. Like that's where you don't want to be the friends that kind of go, I slept in too. But you want to be the mean friend. It's like, come on, we said we were doing this. And that's where you can set some goals and do some things. But seeing the power, when we start with Plexus, we always say on our team, you need an accountability partner. Whether or not you came into the business because you saw the business opportunity, you know, to have that financial flexibility and freedoms and all those things, the cars and the trips. I mean, if you saw that, right, making enough to pay for groceries, making enough to pay for a car payment or more, that side of it, we see that. But then other people come in because they just are tired of not feeling well, and then they want to come in. So this is where I always say, recruit somebody, have a partner. That first person becomes an accountability partner, because why would you want to start something you don't keep going on? You know, I mean, really, that's like buying that dress and then never working out. And then it's like, why'd you even buy the dress? You spent the $100. You might as well go for it and go for it. And we've all done it. That's why we're always saying, get yourself an accountability partner, because your bestie that just brought you onto the team, you're going to mow over the top of her and say, girl, you know, I've been having a hard week. But then you recruit your mother-in-law and she's like, I don't care if you're having a hard week, take your stuff. And so that's where, you know, that piece of our compensation plan opens, and you increased your likelihood of success. Not what I think you should succeed doing, but your definition, the way you want to run around after your children, Melissa, and the way you want to start losing weight and having a lot more stress control, right, Debbie? And so those are the things we start looking at, okay? So I'm excited where you go. We will check back, okay? All right, we'll talk more in another video with some more awesome people, and we'll learn a little bit more and keep going together. Thank you for being part of our community, you guys. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Thank you.